Hi, shalom everyone. We're coming in tomorrow night into Lag BaOmer. We're on going to be on the 18th day of Iyar, naturally, and you can see we've got the candles ready. We light candles in memory of the great Tzaddik Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. There's going to be bonfires all over Israel tomorrow night, all over the Jewish world, respectively, to mark the passing of the great Tzaddik. Naturally, what is Lag BaOmer? It's the 33rd day of the Omer count, as we all know. So it's actually interesting. There will be two reasons why, let's just say, this day is greeted with happiness, and there's going to be a break from the customs of mourning, which has been observed so far since the start pretty much of Pesach until now, the 18th, the Omer period, respectively. It's actually the the Gemara is going to teach us that during the time of the great teacher, Rabbi Akiva, a plague raged through his yeshiva, the Talmud Academy, during the Omer, respectively. He would lose 24,000 students during these times, especially even from the great schools of Babylonia, which was like the bastion of the Torah learning of that specific day in of itself. Rabbi Akiva would at the end go on to teach 5 more students after they passed away, after the 24,000. And it's those great 5 rabbis that would transmit much of the Jewish tradition onto many of future generations. And you know, the mind boggles how much the 24,000 students, if they would have stayed alive, would have been able to progress. If 5 students, imagine 24,000 students. But it's actually interesting. The rabbis explained that the reason for the loss of these students was, despite their flourishing in Torah learning, their excellation and their excellency within regards to it, there was maybe devoidance of respect for each other. And one could argue that because since all the more so there was a great Torah scholarship, they should have all the more so respected each other respectively. There's various different traditions, we know, regarding the observance of mourning, especially during the Sfirat Omer, based upon the days when students pass away during the plague. But seemingly unanimously, the deaths were interrupted on Lag BaOmer. It would actually finish on Lag BaOmer itself, respectively. There was a very notable death on Lag BaOmer that actually took place. That was one of Rabbi Akiva's 5 students, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, also known as Rashbi. He was a great rabbi that defied the Romans. At that point in time, the Romans were very, very cruel. Rabbi Shimon and his son Eliezer would hide in a cave to learn Torah together for a staggering 12 years. They were nourished by a carob tree, I believe, that actually grew near the entrance of the cave. Miracles actually occurred, and a spring of water suddenly came, miraculously began to flow. And he was a teacher of the Holy Zohar, let's just say the first expression of the revealed Kabbalistic teachings of Judaism. So naturally, this awesome day of Lag BaOmer brings about lessons within regards to the fire of Torah, respect and love and unity among all of Am Yisrael. But another question is posed over here. We know that every night when counting the Sphira, we say today is so many days La Omer. So the question was posed, why do we call the 33rd day Lag BaOmer and not Lag La Omer? Why is it we switch the lamed with a bet over here? So it's interesting. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was a reincarnation of the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, the great man. The words Lag BaOmer have the numerical value of 345, which is also the numerical value of Moshe. This is what's actually written over. I see this actually a very cute idea on the main Chabad website within regards to that. We know that what an awesome day it is. And the name Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai has the same numerical value as the description of Hashem. What's Hashem's description? Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman. We actually sing that song on Shabbat. Beloved of my soul, merciful Father. So the numerical value of each is 764. Now we learn, I believe, in the Masechet Sukkah, on page number 45, the name of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's father is spelled without an aleph. Very interesting enough. That's just an extra thing. Another thing that is, we could say, within regards to this, King David actually said of the tzaddikim, I believe in chapter 92 of Tehillim, Shetzilim beveit Hashem, they are planted in the house of Hashem. And the first letters of these words are the acronym of Shimon Bar Yochai, the great rabbi. So he's mentioned Rashbi as, that's another, let's say, a shorter name of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, all throughout the Gemara, respectively. And obviously his Hilula is a day of rejoicing here on the 33rd of the Omer. It is of interest to note that the story of his stay in the cave is related, obviously, in Masechet Shabbat on, I think, page number 33, which is another coincidence of it, because we know that it's the 33rd of Lag BaOmer, and his story is featured on page 33 of Masechet Shabbat. So you just show let's just say the divine intervention even inside the Gemara within regards to the great Rabbi over here. So I would recommend everyone to make the most of the day, the bonfires, but remember to be sensible, to be careful, let's just say, and let's stay safe. Obviously, with the fires that actually took place over Yom Ha'atzmaut. It's actually interesting. Just to add on one more small thing. They say that there's... What's the most difficult thing that's confronting the Jewish people is the galut, you could argue, because why galut? We still haven't got the Beit HaMikdash rebuilt at the moment. We've been praying for it every day. We've been talking about it in the channel the whole time. We want it to grow. But for years, we've been praying fervently for it to be redeemed. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai actually wrote in the Zohar, and he has been promised that with this Sefer, the Jewish people will go out of galut. So this is a key. It's actually written in the Zohar, I think, in 124 bet. And it's actually interesting, they also state, a prerequisite for our going out of galut is improvement of our spiritual status. So we'll have the schut of the redemption. And obviously this might be difficult to accomplish, but Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, with his merits, he's capable of exempting all people of all generations from judgment. Now this is quoted, this last verse, in Masechet Sukkah on page 45. So Be'ezrat Hashem, let's see the rebuilding of the Beit HaMikdash now, and just good things all over Israel. Thank you very much. This is Lilu Nishmat Avihu ben Esther.